welcome to the Powerful Comics and Podcast. Okay, so I am with the man of the hour, the one and only Fiscal EJ 30 tayo. Ay, teka, ano nangyari? Yan! From Ormoc City, fresh from his unanimous victory against Atty. Libayan, mang butihing abogado. Pero kasi I am very honored that I got first dibs sa interview kay Fiscal EJ, and alam mo yun, I was told na may mga nakapila na gustong mag-interview sa iyo, but parang you kept your promise to me that I would be the first one. So thank you for that, yes, Fiscal EJ. So Fiscal EJ, kumusta?
I am fine. It's been, I think, how many days has it been from the debate? Since the debate, 3 days, 4 days?
4 days, mga ganun. Actually, parang,
yeah.
I'm
good,
sa akin,
I'm fine. It's back to work. It's back to my usual routine. So, okay lang, no? Nothing's changed.
Sa akin, parang kahapon lang eh. Di ba? Parang, ako natutuwa pa rin. Pero,
although in YouTube, makikita mo na hindi pa rin, pinag-uusapan pa rin yung nangyari sa yung aftermath ng debate.
Yeah, so
maraming naggagawa ng mga reaction videos.
Yes. So we're gonna be talking about those things right now on this episode. And we're doing this episode kasi yung actually we were supposed to do this before the debate, 'di ba? But then again, syempre you are busy with work. And hindi mo naman pwedeng unahin yung, di ba? First things first. At saka nag-bar exam yata ngayon, di ba? So, ewan.
Yes.
So, I suppose, I heard na parang busy yung mga abogado, especially fiscals, prosecutors.
Naka-bar shirt nga ako ngayon, no?
Yun, shout out! Bar DPS, Western Leyte.
Bar operations.
Bar ops.
Bar operations yan, for my students in Western Leyte College.
Shout out sa mga students ni Fiscal EJ. Nakita namin yung mga photos nyo. 3-0 sa classroom. Alright, magingay! Diba? Are those law students, yung mga nandun?
Yes. They are first year law students taking up criminal law.
Yan. Diba? Okay, and again, I was saying, kasi yung first time na interview kita was with Melo Yap on his channel. And unfortunately, medyo it got a little bit out of hand. Diba? So, ngayon ay babawi ako sa iyo, Fiscal EJ. Okay? Para I'm gonna give you the interview that you deserve. Okay? Especially now, it's even sweeter because we are now we achieved what we wanted, and I am very honored to be part of this journey, kasi di ko nga magets, di ba, sa some people are mocking the efforts of us rehearsing, di ba, that we are actually preparing instead of taking it as a compliment. Diba? And it's so mind-boggling to me how people can take that as a negative. Diba? Diba? Parang nag-prepare kami. Pwede ka rin, di naman namin kasalanan kung hindi ka nag-prepare. Diba? Bakit mo kami? At saka isa pa, I just want to say this, na parang kaya lang naman namin tinulungan si Fiscal EJ is because of technical difficulties. Hindi siya
tama.
Hindi, wala kaming ambag dun sa mga nila sa mga arguments niya. Wala kaming it's absurd to think that we will be coaching a fiscal. Okay? So purely aesthetics, kasi hindi naman sanay mag-vlog at humarap sa camera si Fiscal EJ. Like that.
Sabi nga ni Melo, hindi ako it will take 15 minutes for me to unzip a file.
Yeah, and also props to Melo Yap. This is also his victory.
Yes.
This is also Melo Yap's victory. Kumbaga, na-redeem talaga si Melo Yap dahil dito. And whether the other side likes it or not, we don't care. This is also like kaya I really appreciated when you said that kung hindi mananalo, kung hindi dahil kay Melo Yap, hindi mangyayari yung ano yung
Tama.
debate.
It's true. It's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
and I'm happy that you confirmed it for everyone to know. Anyway, so let's start. So again, let's go back to you kung ano, how did you feel sa debate aftermath? Okay, so how did you feel after the debate, and how was the overall experience, Fiscal?
After the debate, it was more of a relief than an elation.
Mhm.
So I prepared, let's say, for a week. I researched. I did not take it sitting down. So I had to prepare because we don't underestimate our opponent.
Yeah.
One thing that people usually, uh, shall we say, yung maling ginagawa nila is they underestimate their opponents. I don't underestimate my opponents. So,
Art of War.
especially if, yes, yes. So
Especially.
that's it. I
Oo.
prepared,
Oo.
and it was quite a tension building moment leading up to the debate because medyo ma-intimidate ka dahil yung mga adjudicators are retired justices of the Sandigan Bayan. Tapos it is aired over YouTube and in mainstream media also. So merong intimidation factor.
No.
And of course, I didn't know who Attorney Libayan is, no? Wala akong intelligence report kung gaano siya kagaling sa trial practice. All I can observe is his demeanor in his channel. So, yun lang yung ano ko, pag pinanghawakan ko. Although, yung advantage ko din is he doesn't know me.
Oh. Oh, siguro when he watches your video, 'di ba? Your soft-spoken style in creating your videos, 'di ba? And not really trying to be flamboyant in any way when you do your content, 'di ba? Maybe that's also added up. I don't know.
My
So,
content kasi, Sir Comics Man, is designed for students. So, what I do is parang sinusulat ko lahat sa PowerPoint yung nais kong sabihin tapos binabasa ko na lang. What I am trying to do is in-encourage ko yung mga students ko to study by the ear. So kung wala silang ginagawa, they can just listen to my voice, and then they appreciate it because na-absorb nila yung mga sinasabi ko
so purely
without
supplemental.
reading. Supplemental talaga, yes.
So after class, parang you can go back and
Yes.
listen to the videos and watch it.
Mm.
So, are there any standout moments doon sa whole experience? How you got convinced, mga ganun, from the time na first kang gaano ka katagal kinulit ni Melo Yap? I imagine it took a while, 'di ba?
It took a while to convince me, but I also saw the opportunity, Sir Comics Man, to tell our side of the story kasi importante kasi sa akin na malaman ng tao kung ano yung stand natin regarding age of sexual consent.
Yeah. Ano yung mga naaalala mo na parang, okay, mga memorable?
Nothing in particular, although yung preparation, yung tension building moment leading up to the debate, and yung sa debate mismo, on the day of the debate mismo, ang feeling ko kasi is parang naubos na lahat yung kaba ko. So,
Talaga?
pag wala na yung kaba ko, parang ano na, okay na, no? And when the show started, when I saw Attorney Libayan, Attorney Claire Castro, and the adjudicators, parang sige, let's go na, no? This is it.
Nandiyan na. Okay.
Yes.
So, ano yung moment na, was there any time na parang okay, this is it, parang yung na-convince ka talaga na parang I have to take this challenge, take it upon myself to heed the call and accept the debate?
Actually, yung intention ko lang at first was yung palitan lang ng kuro-kuro.
Mm.
Not really in a formal debate type of
Mm-mm.
show, but I don't know what led to this situation wherein parang naging formal debate na talaga.
Oo nga no?
So whether it's a debate or just palitan lang ng kuro-kuro, okay lang din sa akin kung kahit anong format.
Although, I'm quite satisfied on how the debate was presented. So, kudos to DZXL. 'Di ba? It's,
Tama.
'di ba
Yes, yes,
maganda.
yes.
Kasi kung tayo-tayo, kung kami-kami lang, malamang di namin magtatapatan yan eh.
Yes.
So, I think,
Yes.
parang props to them na they got Attorney Claire and DZXL
Tama.
to host the debate. 'Di ba?
Tama lang din na mainstream media ang nag-handle.
Tama.
Kasi
Ganda.
merong sense of credibility, tapos in fairness to Attorney Claire, she did well as a moderator.
I agree.
Mm.
So after the debate, how did you celebrate, Fiscal?
After the debate, we just I felt so hungry, and then I told my mother and my family na sige, kumain tayo sa labas.
So
Yun lang.
nag-celebrate naman talaga kayo.
Yes, we just had dinner, and then my mother was in a hurry to get home because she wanted to see the replay of the debate.
Oo.
Yes, oo.
Oo. Sabi ni Melo nga parang close na close ka yata sa mom mo. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So pero right now, I have a feeling na parang you have become somehow a little bit of a local celebrity. Kasi may mga photos na
Di naman. Di naman.
So nung kasi at least in your school, 'di ba? I'm sure people watched it in your school.
Yes. When the debate was on Sunday, right? So on a Monday, back to school. So
how was it?
Days leading to the debate, I was thinking of my students. Sabi ko, pag natalo ako nito, patay ako sa mga estudyante ko, mawawala yung credibility ko. No? So, parang at the back of my mind, they also served as my inspiration to really do my best, to perform. So, na-swertehan tayo, no? The verdict was 3-0, unanimous decision. So I was so excited to go to school kasi parang feeling ko okay na okay ito. So when I entered the room, I was surprised because they really waited for me and prepared something.
Wow. So
Yes,
you mean to say that your students knew about the debate beforehand, na parang they were actually looking forward to it?
I didn't actually tell them. But because they are also YouTube users, so yung Fiscal EJ na channel ko, ina-access nila. So naturally, makikita nila yung tit for tat between me and Attorney Libayan. And so even if they didn't tell me na alam nila yung mga pangyayari, so inabangan nila.
So hindi ka naman kinukulit na, Fiscal, baka na natin yan. Hindi naman ka naman ginaganon. Before. Nalaman mo na lang after na.
But a week before the debate, doon ko na sinabi sa kanila na I will be competing in a debate between two lawyers in social media. So you might want to watch because it's a learning experience also for them, to see two lawyers arguing their respective cases or positions.
So right now, also I suppose amongst the faculty members then and your colleagues in court,
yes.
diba? So I'm sure they're very happy.
They were very happy. They all congratulated me during the flag ceremony. They announced the the fact that I won.
Mhm.
My judges were very elated also. My colleagues in the profession, my uh, co-faculty members, they all celebrated.
Yeah.
And even with my friends in Cebu, because I am a native of Cebu,
Mhm.
so I have also lawyer friends there. They were watching.
Mm. Okay, so now going back to to the debate. So how did you feel when the justices rendered their verdict? So isa-isa 'di ba? One. Ako binibilang ko, isa! Dalawa! 'Di ba?
To be
Tatlo!
honest, I didn't feel anything except the fact that I just want to get it finished.
Ah,
Parang sige na, mag-verdict na kayo.
mm,
But at the back of my mind, I had this, um, let's say, how do I call this? Parang feeling ba na
mm,
baka nakuha ko yung favor ng mga judges because
mm,
of the evidence that I was able to present.
mhm,
Kasi hindi lang kasi jurisprudence yung binigay ko na evidence, uh, iba't ibang evidence yung prinesenta ko, like yung sa mga UN conventions, uh,
mm.
yung batas mismo. And I think I was able to articulate what I wanted to convey to the judges, because ang goal kasi ng debate is you should convince your judges that
Mm-hmm.
you had a better case.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then how uh after debating Attorney Libayan, how would you rate him as a debate competitor?
I how do I rate him? I think I don't want to say anything for or against Attorney Libayan, because that might be interpreted.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to avoid it, no.
Okay, okay, okay. I respect that.
Mm,
And
yes.
so you were able to say everything that you wanted. Do you think, or meron ka pa bang na ano na sana dahil kasi limited lang yung oras, 'di ba?
Siguro yung sa closing speech lang na hindi ko natapos. But I think mga isang paragraph na lang yun na hindi ko
Mm.
nabasa. Even if I was cut off, parang nakuha ko lahat yung gusto kong sabihin na rin, no?
Yeah.
Especially nung I was talking about my daughter who was beside me all the time
Mm.
during the debate, no? Because
Mm.
she was assisting me in the technicalities of the laptop. So
Mm.
just in case may ma-press ako na na keep ano bang ano ko,
Oh.
accidentally ma-press ko, she's there to assist me.
Yeah, I see.
Mm.
Oh, but then you after the debate parang you posted hindi ka muna nag-post eh. You posted nothing. And then the day after, I think parang you posted a short thank you, 'di ba? And nabanggit mo nga ako ay natuwa nung
Tama.
nung so you are very welcome Fiscal EJ when you
Yes.
mentioned me, and I'm sure the rest of the gang, yung mga ampalegang na sinasabi ni Atty. Libayan na siya naman talaga ang pinakamalaking ampalaya sa lahat. Anyway, pero kasi speaking of ampalaya, 'di ba? Kasi ngayon you were very gracious, you were very humble, you were very stoic in your after debate message, 'di ba? And kumbaga,
Mm.
'di ba? It's you just said tapos nasabi mo na lahat ng kailangan mong sabihin dun sa debate. Kumbaga, and then you are ready to move forward. But then again, the other side, I don't know, di ko alam kung you just watch it and it seems like ibang-iba yung I don't wanna be kumbaga dahil kasi nga yung sabi mo kanina, you don't want to say anything na makakabwisit pa rin. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm
Mm.
gonna try to avoid the incendiary comments from now on.
Mm.
'Di ba? So pero
Mm. Mm.
hindi katulad nung the same graciousness that you showed is not the reaction that the other side is doing. So what can you say about that?
I can understand their feelings, no,
Mm-hmm.
na natalo si Attorney Libayan, especially if for a long time, no, no one challenged Attorney Libayan's beliefs, no.
Mm-hmm.
So iniintindi ko na lang, no, kahit na binabash na nila ako sa mga comment section, no. Okay lang kasi that's part of social media. When I entered this realm, I already expected na merong mangyayaring ganito.
Yeah. And
So
sige.
you just have to stretch your patience and ini-ignore mo na lang, no? Because nothing can hurt you if you ignore.
Yeah. So ano siya?
Alam mo Sir Comics Man, I've been a prosecutor for 13 years.
Mm-mm.
No? And there have been times that I have received death threats. So kung kinaya ko yung mga death threats, yung mga safety ko, no, parang minsan hindi siya sigurado,
Mm-mm.
how much more sa ganitong social media bashing lang, walang effect sa akin yan, ini-ignore ko yan.
Oo nga.
There's a world outside YouTube for me, so even without YouTube, I am still the same Erwin James Badayos Fabriga, a father, a prosecutor, a husband. So nothing's changed.
Okay. Yes. Okay, just a little bit more na lang about the debate. For people who are not really, kasi there's a lot of jargon, legal jargon that was said, and the articles, mga RA numbers, 'di ba, and jurisprudence that was said. In layman's terms, can you explain lang kung yung maintindihan ng mga simpleng tao na na kung ano yung naging argument mo talaga and why
Okay.
Attorney Libayan was wrong?
Yung pinagdedebatehan lang kasi sa AOSC, for my part, is kung ano yung nakasaad or ano yung nakalagay sa batas. Kung 16 ba or 18. So, ano ba yung sexual consent? Yung sexual consent is yung meron bang karapatan ang isang minor de edad na magbigay pahintulot na makipag-sex siya sa isang tao na yung tao walang magiging criminal liability. And then binibigyan din ng recognition ng batas ang isang minor de edad na at that certain age, kaya na niya na mag-decide para sa sarili niya kung papasok ba siya sa isang sexual na relasyon. And based on international standards and also based on the recommendation ng mga eksperto, nakita nila na when you reach the age of 16, you are mature enough to decide for yourself insofar as engaging in sexual activities is concerned. So yun yung essence ng sexual consent. And based on law, RA 11648, 16 talaga.
And yung contention
So yes, ang ibig ko sabihin niyan, Sir Comics Man, is when a minor reaches the age of 16, pag naging 16 na siya, pwede na siyang magbigay pahintulot. Pag below 16 pa siya, iniisip ng batas na wala pa siya sa insaktong maturity na pumasok sa isang sexual na relasyon. So, kahit na ginusto pa niyang makipagtalik sa isang tao, dahil below 16 years old siya, yung sexual partner niya is magiging criminally liable generally for statutory rape.
Sa mata ng batas. Hindi na
sa mata ng batas, yes. Sorry for my Tagalog, Sir Comics Man, hindi ako masyadong makapag
Oo nga pala.
Medyo iniisip ko pa, no? Kung ano yung translation ng English word sa Tagalog.
Okay lang kahit mag-English ka, no? Basta bahala.
Sige.
Basta whatever's more comfortable with you, fiscal. Kasi naiintindihan naman ng mga mga ng mga tao. And also, yung mga hindi rin magaling magtagalog, 'di ba? So mas mas okay din. So pero yung contention ni Attorney Libayan na 18, in layman's term, ano yung basehan niya sa based dun sa mga sinabi niya?
Yung basihan niya sa 18 is yung RA 7610 na dinefine kasi sa RA 7610 ang isang bata na below 18 or kahit 18 pataas na, kung mentally or physically incapacitated siya and then hindi niya kayang mag-support sa kanyang sarili, that person will still be considered a child. But generally, ang ibig niyang sabihin is pag below 18 ka, based on RA 7610, you are considered a child. And then, aside from that, meron kasing lumabas na Supreme Court case, yung Malto, tapos yung Udang, yung latest yung Udang. Sabi kasi dun sa Udang na pag below 18 ang tao or pag minor siya o kung bata siya, wala talaga siyang karapatan to give sexual consent. Yun yung sinasabi sa Udang. Although my contention is it was already junked by the Supreme Court in the case of Tulagan. Merong bagong Supreme Court decision na lumabas, tapos sabi ng Supreme Court sa Tulagan case na masyadong sweeping or masyadong confusing yung sinabi ng Supreme Court dun sa Udang case na hindi pwede na sweeping na lahat na lang in all instances na lang hindi pwedeng magbigay pahintulot ang isang bata to a sexual act.
I see. So basically hindi na kumbaga parang paso na yung ginagamit ni Attorney Libayan.
Yes.
So kumbaga parang
based on my position, yes.
Kasi nga masyadong malawak yung
ang mangyayari kasi sir, ang mangyayari kasi Sir Comicsman is if you make that as a rule, lahat na lang ng sexual activity by a minor is considered na as a crime.
As statutory rape?
Magiging rape na lahat, yes.
Okay, and the wisdom of the law parang wanted to prevent that. Kasi kung yun ang i-uphold.
It will create more trouble putting in prison couples, like for example, 17 yung babae tapos 19 years old lang yung lalaki. 'Di ba?
Oo nga, 'di ba?
When we're young, 'di ba? May mga naging shota tayo na
mas bata sa atin.
17 bata sa atin and then normal 'yan na magtalik sila. So, yan ang pini-prevent ng batas na hindi pwedeng lahat na lang ng pagtatalik gagawin mong isang krimen. Kasi meron talagang mga relasyon na nagmamahalan yung tao, yung couple.
Is that somehow a little bit like the Romeo and Juliet na law na sinasabi?
Yes.
Kasi parang yung Romeo and Juliet na pag ine-explain yun ng mga naririnig ko, parang yung nagko-compute lang sila no kung ilang yung age na yung bilang ng age na pwede at hindi, 'di ba? Pero para sa akin ng essence nun is to protect kayo yung galing nga dun sa Romeo and Juliet eh. Kasi yung kwento ni Romeo and Juliet ni Shakespeare, yung si Romeo and Juliet nagmamahalan sila pero yung mga magulang nila hadlang sa pagmamahalan nila. Kaya ayaw nilang pabayaan sila. So kung hindi na nangyayari naman yun sa tunay na buhay, 'di ba? So kung let's say yung boyfriend nung anak mo na minor ay hindi mo gusto, tapos nalaman mong nagtalik sila na magsyota nga sila eh, 'di ba? Tapos itong lalaki ay 19 ka na, papakulong kita. 'Di ba? Pwede mong i-abusuhin yun like that eh, 'di ba?
Sige. Yung Romeo and Juliet rule, Sir Comicsman, is pag 16 na yung, for example, yung babae, yung minor de edad, pag naging 16 na siya, and then she engages in a relationship with a 19 or 20-year-old man, hindi na mag-a-apply yung Romeo and Juliet rule kasi 16 na siya. Mag-a-apply lang yung Romeo and Juliet rule pag below 16 yung minor.
I see. Okay.
So pag below 16 yung minor, 'di ba? Ang general rule is pag below 16 ka, pag nakipagtalik ka sa isang below 16 na minor de edad, magiging criminally liable ka for statutory rape. But because of the Romeo and Juliet rule, wala kang criminal liability pag ikaw at saka yung minor de edad na katalik mo, yung age difference nyo is hindi lalagpas ng 3 years. Tapos consensual yung sex, meaning nagbigay talaga ng pahintulot yung below 16 years old na babae. Tapos non-abusive and non-exploitative.
I see.
So if those elements are present, walang magiging criminal liability yung sexual partner ng below 16 years old.
Kasi I think tama nga yung naging pag-junk dun sa udang. Kasi kung lahat na lang na magse-sex na couple,
maraming makukulong.
Makukulong na, masasayang yung buhay ng mga bata, di ba? Kasi yung mga...
Can you just imagine automatic na magiging rape yung below 18?
At saka sino yung na-rape? Yung babae o lalaking parehas? Ewan ko, ang gulo niya. Pero...
yes, tama. Tapos gender-free na yun, yung RA 11648. Kahit sino.
Anyway, but then again, the adjudicators were convinced in your arguments and awarded you a 3-0 unanimous decision. So again, congratulations, Fiscal EJ.
Thank you.
Let's go back. Let's go to a different topic naman. Medyo mahaba-haba pa tong natin. I hope you have parang okay naman sa'yo, sana. Okay.
Depende.
Sige, depende.
Depende.
Bilisan na lang natin yung iba, yung mga skim through na lang natin. Can you just give me a little personal background about yourself? Napag-usapan natin yung iba dito with Melo kasi you are a prosecutor in Ormoc, and how was life before Fiscal EJ got into this mess?
I was just living a normal lawyer life, no? A government lawyer, very ordinary life, no? Normal routines lang, no? Papasok sa trabaho, papasok sa school, taking care of the family. So, yun lang. Wala talagang walang extraordinary na activity na ang ginagawa ko, wala. So masyado kasing broad, Sir Comicsman, yung tanong mo na
sige.
Yung personal background. Yes. You could probably break it down in specifics.
How about yung law school life? Did you always wanted to be a lawyer, and yung ganun? And how was law school?
Masalimuot kasi yung law school life ko, Sir Comicsman, because masakitin akong tao. I was a sickly person. I underwent a total of 6 major operations already, medical operations.
Wow.
So people don't know that. No? People like you don't know that. So naglipat-lipat ako ng school, and then I also had to stop schooling, no, because of my physical disability.
I see.
So hindi masyadong smooth sailing yung law school life ko, but with perseverance I finished law school, took the bar, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. Kailan ka naging prosec, Fiscal?
I became a prosecutor in 2010. So mga 13 years na ako na fiscal. So every day sa courtroom, walang ibang.
Before nagpao ka din or private?
Nagpao ako for 2 years. After I passed the bar, pumasok agad ako sa government, no? Sa PAO. I became a public defender, a public attorney, opposite sa trabaho ng mga fiscal. So after that, I transferred in the judiciary. Naging branch clerk of court ako for 4 years, and then I decided to apply in the prosecution service in 2009 and then in 2010 naging fiscal na.
Mm.
Mm.
Yung fiscal yung bang fiscal is there ako kasi wala akong idea talaga dun sa judiciary
Sige, sige.
system ng ng Pilipinas, no.
Mm.
And I'm sure yung iba hindi rin nila alam sagot sa itatanong ko. They might pretend pero I don't know. Pero
Yeah.
yung bang fiscal meron bang hierarchy ng mga abogado from simple lawyer to Supreme Court judge or what? May ganun ba or what?
We have to siguro make a distinction between private lawyering and government lawyering.
Mm.
Sa private lawyering, wala namang distinction, wala namang hierarchy kasi when you are a private practitioner, equal lang, no?
Mm.
Depende na sa reputation mo or seniority. So kung magaling kang abogado sa trial practice, you are your colleagues will
Respect.
accord you that kind of respect. Yes. Pero basically walang ranking in private lawyering. Pero in government lawyering meron kasi merong mga positions na fini-fill up sa government, like for example sa amin sa prosecution service meron kaming prosecutor general, tapos below the prosecutor general yung mga regional prosecutors, and then provincial prosecutors, city prosecutors, and then in the province, for example, we have one provincial prosecutor, a chief, and then the rest are assistant provincial prosecutors. And then sa city naman, merong chief prosecutor, tapos meron siyang mga subordinates na mga abogado rin, mga fiscal din, pero below in rank than the chief.
So ang dami palang prosecutor.
Yes, marami. Kulang pa nga. Dahil sa dami ng kaso.
So, I didn't know that. Diba? So,
yes.
And yung, kasi parang parang sundalo, diba? Diba? May mga rango-rango.
Tama.
And then again, yung
Tama.
judge, saan papasok yung judge?
Yung judge is nasa third branch of government siya, sa judiciary, sa judicial branch of government. So, yung judicial branch is headed by the Supreme Court, yung pinakamataas. Tapos, below it, ang tawag doon hierarchy, of course. So, pinakamataas, Supreme Court, and then sa baba niya is Court of Appeals, and then regional trial courts, and then yung mga municipal trial courts. So, 4 na level.
Oo nga, kasi I remember when dun sa live stream ni Melo, you said na kinagulat ko rin na parang DOJ nga pala yung prosecutor, yung mga PAW at saka prosecutor, yes. 'Di ba? Tapos yung courts, sila na yun, sa judicial system na, hindi na siya sa executive branch.
Yes.
Now mas naintindihan ko na ngayon. So basically kayo yung abogado ng gobyerno, ganun ba?
Kami yung abogado ng state, yes, ng people of the Philippines.
And the judges,
kami yung nagpropose.
And the judges are?
The judges are under the Supreme Court. Sa kanila fina-file yung kaso, tapos sila yung mag-hear and decide the case. Kami yung magpo-prove ng kaso namin. Tapos sila yung magde-decide kung dapat bang i-convict or i-acquit or i-dismiss ang criminal case, for example.
Another, medyo hindi ko kayang i-articulate right now, pero parang na-gets ko na.
Sige.
Di ba? It's parang separate entity talaga yung judicial,
sila, yes.
Separate entity talaga yung judicial system, judicial branch. Tapos parang yung kayo mga PAW and yung mga prosecutors are parang provision ng gobyerno, parang gano'n. Can you say it like that? Para sa mga tao pag nagkakaso, gano'n.
Pardon? Kami yung Kami yung
parang provision, parang okay, kailangan mo ng abogado. Ganun ba?
Yung criminal cases kasi should always be prosecuted on behalf of the state, kasi yung state ang complainant, yung gobyerno. Yung let's say Maria, a rape victim, files a case for rape against her rapist, no?
Mm-mm.
So, pag sa tingin namin merong probable cause, merong ebidensya talaga na nagkasala yung rapist, ifa-file namin yung kaso sa court.
Mm-mm.
So, yung kaso doon na ifa-file namin sa court in the name na yun of the government. Kaya nga, ang tawag doon, People of the Philippines against the accused na. Let's say, Juan de la Cruz. Oh. So, since the case is filed in the name of the government, People of the Philippines, as the representative of the government, kami yung magpro-prosecute.
Mm-mm. I
Kami yung
see.
mag-prove na meron talagang pagkakasala si rapist. Oh. Kaya dapat siyang ikulong.
So, ang magiging kaso nun is rapist versus people of the Philippines, ganun? Or people of the Philippines
Yes,
versus
People of the
rapist?
Philippines versus the accused. Ang tawag doon sa inihahabla is akusado, accused. Oh, yung
What?
biktima si Maria, for example, while she is the private complainant, but hindi siya talaga ang complainant kasi yung complainant is yung government. Private complaining witness na lang siya. No?
Bakit
Although
bakit ganun ang pagkatrato? What is the
because
wisdom behind it?
ang crime kasi is considered as an offense against the state. Yung bawat krimen kino-consider yan as isang offense laban sa estado.
I see. Kaya yung
Pag nag-commit ka ng crime, parang ang tibuok ang whole tawag doon, whole arm of government, yun na yung kalaban mo.
Kasi yung nagkasala ka sa gobyerno. Kaya yung gobyerno
Yes,
ang rereklamo.
mag-uusig sa iyo, yes.
Ayun, tama. At yung actual na rape, syempre, kasalanan
Victim siya.
on behalf
Victim siya. Yes,
okay. I see.
She's considered the victim. Siya yung pinoprotektahan ng estado.
I see. I get it. So merong nga.
But because yung victim is yung siya ang pinoprotektahan ng government, but because there is due process, kailangang litisin. Hindi pwedeng ikulong agad.
I see. Okay, Fiscal, ito kasi isa pang nakikita natin lagi dun sa YouTube na mga, I think parang nagiging problema na rin eh. Yung mga, yung tungkol sa mga hearing. Diba? Kasi parang, diba, merong congressional hearing, may Senate hearing, may court hearing, and sometimes parang dun, pag nakikinig ka ng mga nagsasalita sa YouTube, hindi na ma-distinguish ng mga tao kung ano ba talaga, parang ina-apply nila yung mga hearings hindi na nila alam kung paano i-distinguish yung mga hearings. Can you tell us, clear things out about anong difference ng Senate hearing, congressional hearing, at saka kung may iba pang hearings dyan or court hearing, whatever?
Yung mga court hearings, Sir Comics man, is dalawang klase yon, no? Usually civil case at saka criminal cases yung nililitis doon sa judiciary, sa third branch ng government. So mga actual cases yun ng mga tao. So in the case of criminal cases, what is at stake there is the liberty of the accused, kasi pag napatunayan na nagkasala ka, then you will be deprived of your liberty. Di ba? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So mabigat yan na pag may criminal case ka, there's the danger there na makukulong ka pag napatunayan na nagkasala ka. So there are actual cases. Yung civil cases naman, it doesn't involve crimes, but it involves the private rights of people. Like for example, si Juan nagkautang kay Maria, tapos hindi binayaran ni Juan, tapos dumating na yung araw na dapat bayaran ni Juan, hindi pa rin siya nagbayad. Maria now has the right to file a civil case against Juan for collection of the utang. So civil case yon. It involves mere private rights of parties that are being violated under our civil laws. Yung congressional hearings naman, whether they are of the Senate or of the House,
Mhm.
they are actually hearings only in aid of legislation. Hindi yun hearings na katulad ng nasa korte.
Mhm. Can you explain
So,
that? What is anong ibig sabihin ng in aid of legislation na hearing?
kasi yung function ng Congress is to create laws, no?
Mm.
Promulgate laws. So before they promulgate laws, one of their functions is to conduct inquiries to determine what law is appropriate for this particular problem.
Mhm.
Kaya nga ang tawag in aid of legislation.
Ano
So
yung
to
mga pwede mong
pag,
gawin sa isang congressional hearing na hindi ginagawa or sa court hearings to avoid confusion kung minsan kasi parang yung sinasabi ng ibang mga nagsasalita sa YouTube, hindi naman angkop yun dun sa congressional o sa Senate hearing kunyari, 'di ba? Parang gumagamit ka ng mga bagay-bagay na pang court hearing. Ewan ko ah.
can you be can you be more particular, Sir Comicsman? Ano yung ibig mong ipunto doon
Like
sa congressional? Mm.
let's say yung mga mag-o-object ka dahil kunyara hearsay yung yung sinasabi ng isang yung isang witness doon sa o kaya yung isang inimbitahan doon sa congressional hearing na parang hindi mo dapat tanungin yan dahil hindi mo dapat pakinggan yan dahil hearsay lang yan. Kasi parang ang sinasabi parang sa korte daw kung hearsay ka, i-dismiss ka.
Mm. Ewan ko lang, to be honest with you, Sir Comicsman, I'm not so familiar with the Senate Rules of Procedure kasi kada government agency kasi, especially yung Senate or House, meron silang internal rules of procedure na fina-follow nila.
Mm.
For a while, nawala ako. Meron silang internal rules of procedure na fina-follow nila. Tapos, dun sa rules of procedure na andun,
Listahan nila. Mm.
andun din yung mga panuntunan kung ano yung mga ebidensya kung ano yung mga ebidensya na pwedeng tanggapin or
I
hindi.
see.
So, unfortunately, I am not that familiar with the Senate rules. But in general, kung wala ka naman sa korte, parang hindi naman dapat stringent yung application, like for example, ng hearsay evidence kasi hindi naman korte yung Senate.
Kaya nga, 'di ba?
So, pwede naman na kahit anong information na pwedeng ma-receive ng isang congressman or senador na relevant dun sa iniimbestigahan nila in aid of legislation, pwede rin yung tanggapin. Kasi hindi naman korte yung Senate.
Oo,
Hindi
'di ba?
naman sila hindi naman sila magro-rule kung nagkasala yung tao or hindi.
Ang goal nila
Although,
is ano ang
sige,
goal
sige.
nila, fiscal?
Ang goal nila is to determine what is the appropriate legislation that they can recommend, or kung meron bang, let's say, there is already an existing law. Tapos sa tingin nila, merong dapat i-amend dito sa existing law, they will conduct hearings in aid of legislation to further determine kung ano yung problema ng existing law na pwede nilang magawa ng paraan para ma-amend nila yung batas.
Kumbaga, kung merong let's say issue na nangyari tapos ang tingin ng mga senador o congressman meron silang nakitang problema na tingin nila ay baka may mga batas na hindi minsan kasi parang nakakita ka ng isang tingin mo mali tapos hindi mo man malaman kung anong ikakaso mo. 'Di ba? Parang ganun ba 'yon? 'Di ba? Parang teka, hindi ko alam kung anong ikakaso. Pero alam ko nare-recognize ko na may mali siyang ginawa eh. Pero hindi ko ma-pinpoint kung ano sa batas ang dapat kong ikaso dito. So mag-hearing tayo. Ganun ba 'yon? Ano, fiscal?
Yes. You hit the nail on its head, so to speak, no, nga merong mga aspeto sa batas na hindi pa covered. Merong mga human acts na hindi pa covered sa batas. So, pag merong nakitang situation na parang it's quite unclear pa kung mag-a-apply ba yung batas, isang reason din yun na pwedeng magpatawag ng hearing in aid of legislation yung mga congressmen at saka mga senators natin.
O kaya parang let's say tingin nila may hindi may batas na pero yung parusa parang hindi sapat or sobra. Ganun, 'di
Yes.
ba, mga ganun.
Yes.
So yun yung mga detalye na pwede mong pagdebatihan, 'di ba?
Like for example, yung death penalty. Before
Mm.
we had a death penalty law in 2006 pursuant to RA 9346,
Mm.
inabolish yung death penalty. Meaning prohibit yung imposition ng death penalty under RA 9346 kasi nakita ng mga mambabatas na hindi siya effective na remedy to curb crime.
May
So
data.
before RA 9346 was passed into law, nagkandak muna sila ng mga hearings in aid of legislation to determine kung dapat ba talagang hindi na i-impose yung death penalty.
Kasi ang nangyayari parang ang pinapalabas ng ibang mga commentators is the senators and congressmen do this as a waste of time and just for them to grandstand. What well, tingin ko may mga it's an opportunity to grandstand for sure. Pero do you think lahat na lang ay kailangang i-apply yung ganung 'di ba? Na parang hindi kailangan yan. Parang ganun kasi ang nagiging impression dun sa mga tao na parang dahil sinasabi mo, parang walang kwenta yung court hearings, yung mga Senate hearing, parang tingin nila, hindi nila nakikita yung pagiging essential nun dun sa for our laws and government to function.
It's a matter of perception kasi, Sir Comics Man. On my part, hindi ko na masyadong tinitingnan yan as grandstanding. So, kahit na siguro may mga ilan dyan na nag-grandstand, the greater good remains, no, na that is a hearing in aid of legislation. So, at the end of the day, meron pa ring magandang resulta sa mga ganyang klaseng investigations kasi, for example, may expose yung mga pagkukulang sa batas. So, although minsan lang nagiging sensationalism na rin, no? But I think the good outweighs the bad.
And siguro ang gusto ko itanong is, do you think how important do you think our Senate hearings in aid of legislation to government?
Government is so vast kasi, Sir Comics Man,
Okay.
hindi ko ma-quantify yung importance niya.
I see,
But
I
it
see.
is let's say na lang, yung hearings in aid of legislation, whether of the House or of the Senate, important yan for the purpose of crafting laws in the legislative branch of government. Kasi yung Senate at saka House, yung House they belong to the second branch, the so-called legislative branch of government. Tapos yung judiciary, judicial branch, tapos yung executive, headed by the president, is called the executive branch.
Oo, di ba yung tatlong branches, legislative.
Merong checks and balances doon.
Yun. Teka, may mga tanong ako dito So,
sige.
Medyo tingin ko parang na ano natin yung ibang tanong ko dito. Parang what determines
na-covered na.
The need for a law, mga ganyan. Ito na lang. Lagi nating naririnig yung mga itong salitang ito dun sa mga YouTube lawyers Ano ba talaga yung jurisprudence? I'm gonna ask the stupid questions na walang lakas ng loob yung ibang mga tao kasi feeling nila tanga sila pag tinanong nila kung ano ito. Di ba? Ano yung jurisprudence? At ano ba yon exactly? At may iba pang klase ng mga batas? Are there different kinds of laws? Mga ganun?
Yung jurisprudence, from what I understand, it is a decision of the Supreme Court which has become final. So, yes, yun yung parang general meaning ng jurisprudence. So, pag jurisprudence na, you can already use that. For example, when a similar case crops up, and then this particular case which has become jurisprudence is applicable to your case, then you can already use that to convince the court to your side. Kasi may jurisprudence na. It has created na a precedent. So, ang purpose ng jurisprudence is to create a precedent na, ang Supreme Court meron ng decision ukol dito. So, ito dapat ang i-follow ng judge na nag-hear ng kaso mo.
In short,
yun yung
sorry.
Sige.
So in short, parang
Sige, ikaw.
sa halimbawa, if the same crime was committed, meron ng decision para dun sa crime na yon na pwedeng gayahin.
It will reinforce your position na ito ang dapat sundin ng korte na nagdidinig ng kaso mo kasi meron ng decision dito ang Supreme Court. Ito yung dapat sundin ng judge.
Kasi parang problema nga naman kung same kayo ng kaso nung nangyari tapos iba yung hatol, di ba?
Tama. Yes.
So yun yung jurisprudence. Pero are there different kinds of laws? Na parang kasi madami akong doon sa may
yes, marami.
Merong mga parang proclamation, may mga ganyan, RA, ano bang mga pinagkaiba ng mga yan?
Ano na lang, yung RAs kasi is depende kung anong how do I say this? Sa time ni Marcos kasi is for example yung father ni BBM, no? We were under martial law. During martial law, he was given power under the 1973 Constitution to also promulgate or make laws. Kasi yung system of government natin is yung gumagawa ng batas is yung sa Congress lang, no? But during the time of President Marcos, because the Constitution was changed, no? The Constitution itself allowed the president to also make laws. Tapos ang tawag ng mga laws na ginagawa ni President Marcos at that time was via presidential decrees. Batas din 'yun. Tapos yung tawag sa Congress noon is batasang pambansa. Kaya ngayon meron pang mga laws galing dun sa time na 'yun. Ang tawag ng mga laws noon is BP, no? Like BP 22. Yung pag nag-issue ka ng cheque na walang laman, nag-violate ka ng BP 22. So it was a law enacted during the time when the Congress was still called batasang pambansa.
So
tapos yung mga presidential decrees, they are laws crafted by President Marcos himself or by his consultants.
So right now wala nang presidential decrees kasi wala na yung panahon na yun.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, wala na rin mga BP. So ang what remains now is yung mga Republic Acts na lang.
But then again, those decrees are still recognized right now.
They are still effective. They are still in force unless they have been amended by another law.
I see. Okay. So kahit wala na yung panahon ni Marcos, ano pa rin siya. Kahit na ano na yung government niya, napalitan ng bago, 'di ba? Parang I see.
Yes.
Okay. So madaming siguro i-research na lang natin isa-isa, maybe you can do contents about that para 'di ba masyadong mahaba siguro pag inisa-isa natin. 'Di ba? And ayun, sa mga content creators na lawyers diyan, yun 'di ba ako matutuwa ako malaman.
Ang daming pwedeng i-discuss sa batas. So dapat siguro mas maraming mga content creators na lawyers na magdi-discuss ng batas. Ako nga yung dinidiscuss ko is aspect lang ng criminal law. Meron pang civil law, meron pang taxation law. Ang daming pwedeng i-discuss sa batas na hindi lang specific na batas ang i-discuss mo.
Kaso yung views na kay Tulfo. Anyway.
Wala akong ano dyan.
Ito, mamaya yun. So, yung isa pang di ko alam kung misconception to about laws, no? Pero may mga naririnig kasi ako na sa internet at saka minsan alingas-ngas lang kung kanino is yung mga batas daw could still be subject for interpretation. Parang flexible ba ang mga batas na pwede mong i-interpret? Kasi parang sa isang kaso, dalawang abogado maglalaban dyan, di ba? Parang they would have different interpretations of the law. So, how does that work?
Ang mag-interpret lang talaga ng batas.